What if the Legend of Zelda game series came to the age-old game of chess? What is the main storyline of most of the Legend of Zelda games? Well, Zelda gets captured, you have a long quest to rescue her, and at least in Breath of the Wild, she helps you defeat the main boss Calamity Ganon. How does that apply to chess? Well, I have to sacrifice my queen, aka Zelda, early on in the game within the first 5 moves, but I have to promote a pawn to a queen and checkmate my opponent with that queen. Easy, right?
I'm in danger!
Sit back, relax, and comment what game I should bring into chess next. So the game starts with e4, e5. I bring out my queen early so that I can blunder or even sacrifice it. I bring out my knight. He brings out his knight. I pin his knight. I thought he was going to go for h6 and then I would sacrifice or even take his knight, probably would be better. He doesn't take that. He plays the best move, takes my free pawn, attacking my queen, and my queen's attacked twice. Now, I had full intents to sacrifice my queen, but since he was giving me a free queen trade so early on in the game, I took his queen, he took mine. I won a tempo on his knight and forced his knight away. I targeted the weak f7 square and I'm threatening a fork. He brings his king forward. I bring up my pawn to push for d4 here. He brings out his bishop. I push for d4. He brings his knight forward. I develop my bishop. And now here, I was threatening to take on f7. And he defends it with his bishop. And I'm like, okay, so if I take, I'll double his pawns, which is honestly beneficial for me. So I take double his pawns, castle. He takes my pawn, I take his pawn. And here he could have easily taken this pawn. That was by far his best move. Instead, he gives me another pawn. I take his pawn. I bring my bishop out. And here he blunders and pushes his pawn forward. He did not need to do that. This pawn on a7 was not under fire in any way since the rook was defending. And this move here, it not only defends something that doesn't necessarily need to be defended, it also severely weakens the light squares. The light squares over here are very weak now because of this pawn push. He has good control on the dark squares, but the light squares are lacking. Now, this would matter more if I had a light squared bishop. I bring out my knight. He brings out his rook. I challenge this pawn over here. He defends, and he's defending both pawns right now, unfortunately. I pin the knight to the rook. He takes my pawn. Now, you would think, oh, take his knight. Best move. If he takes here, I take here, life's good. Nope. I don't know what I was thinking, but I take his rook. He takes my rook. I give a check. I take his other rook. And chess.com says this is a blunder. And for obvious reasons, because he wins my other rook. And now I'm just in a far worse place. This knight cannot get out. This knight is trapped. And I won't be able to save it without just it being a hassle. For me to save it, I'd have to it'd be a pain. I'd have to eventually get to this square over here, and I doubt he would let me. So instead, I give a couple checks. Move my knight back. Target his pawn. Capture his pawn. Now, you will notice that he was defending that pawn. Unfortunately, this was very late at night when I was recording this, and, well, completely missed that. He misses that as well. I bring my knight forward. I bring up my pawns. Attack his bishop. He moves his bishop back. I capture his pawn. He captures my knight. I blunder a pawn yet again. Again, this was very late at night, and I did blunder a lot of pieces. I bring my knight out, attacking the bishop. He goes and puts his bishop in front of the king, which is honestly a very good move. Or in front of, puts his bishop in front of the pawn. It's a very good move. Brings his knight out. I bring my knight. He's targeting my pawn, but I'm targeting his bishop, and what's worth more, a bishop or a pawn. But the thing is, this pawn is special. I need to get this pawn to the a8 square and promote to a queen because that's the only way I can win this challenge. I push my pawn. He blocks. I bring my pawn forward. We exchange. Bring my king. Go back and forth. I'm trying to get him to not target this pawn on a5 anymore. Eventually, he goes and comes out here and stops defending that, which is my time to strike. Here, I take his pawn. He takes mine. And then here, he plays h6. I was afraid he would play king d6, and then that would have led to a lot of complications on my end. Fortunately, he misses that move. I bring my king, and now I have my king in a very good spot. He gives me a couple of checks, but honestly, it doesn't really matter because this pawn will promote unless I blunder it, which probably I won't. He moves his knight. He didn't need to move his knight. He goes to brings his knight forward. I go here. And now here, I can't promote because he'll sacrifice, and my whole challenge is to promote the pawn to a queen and checkmate him. So he brings his bishop. I shuffle around a bit. And here, you saw that valuation skyrocket there, didn't you? It went from dead equal 0-0 to 5.3 well, it's bouncing around, but it's hovering around 5.4, 5.5. Now, what is the winning move in this position that the evaluation thinks is so good? Oh, you can take a moment to solve. You can pause the video if you want. The winning move was knight c4. Check on the king, and I will win this knight unless he takes. He has to take this knight. Otherwise, I will take his knight. So that's just honestly really bad. So he takes me, and I promote to a queen. And he immediately blunders his bishop because he was so scared that I just promoted to a queen. Take his bishop, give him a couple checks here and there, just trying to move his king in a better place. Here, I pin his knight. He moves his king out of the way. Here, there's a free pawn. Give him a couple checks. Bring my king forward. And here, well, I blundered my queen. End of the game, takes my queen, and now I just resign because there's nothing I can really do. He's going to come over here and win this pawn. Which is what he should have played. Instead, he completely misses that I blunder my queen, and instead moves his king over. I capture his knight now. I bring my king over, keep bringing my king over. This would have been stalemate over here, so unfortunately, I did not find that. And here, I'm cutting off the king. So the king is stuck on the first rank. Move my king over. And, well, checkmate. And, well, honestly, I was recording for a while here, and I could not do this. I lost almost 80 points of elo, 80 rating, because I could not complete this challenge. And, well, the sound that came out of my mouth then, well, words can't describe. I'll let it play out. Mate. Let's go! And this video on screen will show you a clear and exact steps to create a plan of attack that will lead to an eventual checkmate.